الله أكبر الله أكبر. الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره، ونعوذ بالله تعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. إنه من يهده الله فلا مضل له، ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، ولا ند ولا شبيه ولا مثيل له. تعالى جد ربنا ما اتخذ صاحبة ولا ولدا. ونشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله. نشهد أنه بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة، وكشف الله به الغمة، وتركنا على المحاجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها. ثم أما بعد. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we bear witness that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah, the Almighty. We bear witness that Muhammad is the seal and the last of the prophets, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us in the Holy Quran by saying, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. O you who believe, be mindful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remember your Lord and die not but in a state of Islam. Allah also subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us that يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا. O you who believe, be mindful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and say what is right, say what's correct, say what's sound, say what's appropriate. يغفر لكم ذنوبكم يصلح لكم أعمالكم. He will mend your deeds. ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم, forgive your sins. ومن يطع الله ورسوله, and whoever obeys and follows the teachings of Allah and the teaching of His Messenger, ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. Indeed, those are the forerunners, the winners in the day of judgment. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, my topic today is how to live a life with positivity. How to have a life that is full of positivity. The life of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was nothing but positive. If you look at it 360, you will not find anything but positivity. Even in the hardest times that Rasulullah has faced, he was positive, he was optimistic, he was content, and he was happy. Regardless of, we might agree or disagree on the definition of happiness, but he was calm, content, and satisfied, and positive, regardless of the negative environment that he was going through. But why do we find everyone now is looking for workshops and retreats and training and the skills, seeking to be happy or to be happier? Is it really that the hardships and the challenges that we are having nowadays at the political level, at the economic level, at the social level, at the family level, are these hardships and the challenges are really good reasons to be sad? Statistics tell us that only 20% are able to behave and perform at their full potential. Why? What is going on with the rest 80%? Why do most of the people go to the grave while and their song is still in them? They haven't sung it yet. Why are most of the New Year resolutions are abandoned year after a year? Why do most dieters succumb into the yo-yo dieting after short or long time? Why is our increased happiness fleeting immediately after we achieve what we thought will bring us happiness? Why do expensive team building retreats have a very temporary effect on performance? Statistics tell us, for example, about educators, teachers, and the principals, and those who are working in the field of education, that 60% of the teachers have work-related stress. 53% of them have symptoms of burnout, and 26% of them are having symptoms of depression. And I'm sure there are also other statistics about people in different other fields. Why is that? I'm just giving you an idea about what is going on. Have you ever had a hard time that you are sad or mad, or felt any of these negative feelings, shame, self-guilt, self-doubt, any of these self-doubt or any of these negative feelings? Yes. How long did you stay with it? Let me give you this image that I hope that you will not ever forget. How long you can keep your hand on an electric stove that is turned on 400 degrees? Some people say maybe part of a second, maybe. You can't come to a second, right? Once you realize that your hand is in the stove and it's hot, you'll take it away. Guess what? You shouldn't. Mental health tell us that. From the mental health point of view, no one is supposed to stay with any negative feeling, being sad, being annoyed, being frustrated, being depressed, being whatever it is. No one should stay with any negative feeling more than this millisecond time. What should I do? What should I do? This guy or this person in my life, in relationship, at work, at home, is giving me a hard time. What are you asking me to be calm and happy? And yes. And this is what the life of Rasulullah. I'm going to give you examples from. I'm not talking. I'm going to give you examples from the life of the Rasulullah, and I'm going to try to give you some tips and skills and strategies. Of course, I cannot give you strategies in in 20 minutes or so. But I'm going to give you tips, inshallah, that you can take it from here if you really care about your mindset to be positive and your mental health to be healthy. Do you know what the answer of all the why questions that I just said? Why? Because people are not mentally fit. Simply, straightforward, we are not. Anyone who is going through this, if you stay with any negative feeling for more than a second, for a day, for 2 days, for half day, for a couple of hours, for a week, you are not mentally fit. What does mentally fit mean? Let me explain it by giving what is physically fit. What do we call, if we call someone who's physically fit? Someone might think that he is physically or she is physically fit until they encounter a situation like, oh, let's go to hike this mountain or this high hill. And then in the middle, or after 10 minutes, 15 minutes of hiking, they feel the pain and the hurt and their muscles starting to ache. So they have two options. They either turn around and go back and don't reach the goal that was set at the beginning of the journey, or keep going and hurt their muscles. So either way, they are ended up with something that is negative. Mentally fit, it is the same. It's the ability of a person to behave with positivity, with positive feeling in any challenging situation, not with negative feelings. The ability, the control, the command that you have, the command, قدرتك على التصرف بإيجابية, the command, the ability to control, to behave positively regardless of how horrible the situation you are in. Really? Can I do that? Yes, you can. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when created us and He made us Muslims, He didn't make it hard on us. يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر. Allah makes it, wants it easy for you. Not hard. Not hard. If we learn the religion, if we learn the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the way that Rasulullah left it to us, we will live our life and we will reach, we will do, we will behave, we will perform to the fullest of our potential. But people are not paying attention to the big picture of Islam. So mentally fit is the cause. Mentally fit is the cause. What are the components of the mentally fit person? What should I do? What are the elements of mentally fit? They did in neuroscience what's called factor analysis. For those who are familiar, factor analysis, if you have several tons, millions, tens, hundreds of reasons, and you don't know why, you want to make it very short list of the reasons. They come. Look at let me give you the example for colors, for example. How many colors do we have? Millions or maybe billions of colors, right? But they all came from the three basic colors. So whoever reaches the three basic colors, this is factor analysis of colors. All colors go back to the three factor analysis. You know them. Yellow, red, blue. What are the factor analysis of negativity? What are the factor analysis of negative? Number one is self-command. Strong or weak? Weak self-command will give you to the negative side. Positive and strong self-command will take you to the positive side. What is self-command? Simply is the focus, is the mindfulness, is being present and grounded in the present. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has never ever lived outside the moment that he is in right now. Remember this phrase. If you are sad, you are living in the past. If you are worried, you are living in the future. If you are content and happy, you are living in the now, in the present. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How can I'll try to pack these few minutes with as much information, and inshallah I'll take it from here. How can I strengthen? How can I develop, work on my self-command? As I said, it's a muscle. Research in neuroscience has told us that focus, concentration, being mindful is a muscle that is here, is a real muscle that they can have functional MRI, and they see it after certain like steps or workout, not workout like physically, mental workout, exercises, it grows, it develops, it becomes better. And this reminds us all of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He created ourselves and He gave its ability to be good and to be bad. وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. Can be good, can be bad, can be positive. It's your choice. No one come and says it's the circumstances. You don't know what I'm going through. Guess what? A Chinese king, one day he said, everyone who is not happy, come here. So the people, like with hundreds of people, they gathered and asked them, write your problem in a paper and put it here on that box. Everyone wrote a problem and they put it in the box. And he asked them, come tomorrow to solve your problems. And when they come the next day, asked them, everyone put your hand in the box and take a random paper from what you wrote yesterday. Definitely a little chance that you will get your paper. And everyone, after reading what's in the paper, said, no, I want my paper back. I want my problem back. I want my issue back. Because this is what fits me. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the adl, is the just. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not, so, astaghfirullah, yani, Allah is not, we cannot, Allah is the just. Al-adl, He gives and spreads and distributes His blessings equally among people. Even if we see with our short eyesight that it is not different. How come this one has 3 cars and I have 1 car? So self-command is a muscle, and you can develop it. By what? By what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked us to concentrate on our prayers. And I have read several books that from the positive psychology, the Western positive psychology, about how to train this muscle, because these people are badly looking to be happy, but they are missing Islam, and we have it in Islam. We have Islam between our hands. We have Quran in our hands, but maybe we are waiting for those in the West to come up with something, and then we connect it to what we already have 1400 years ago. They said, they give you some of the exercises they call mental gym exercises, just to focus it. Close your eyes, and it works. It has been researched. It has been scientifically proven that indeed the focus muscle has been improved after doing this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked to do what in the prayers. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. Those who are concentrating and focusing in your prayer. Imagine with me that you are right now, in few minutes, will stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and remember what I am saying now when you are saying Allahu Akbar. When you say Allahu Akbar, Allah is greater. So remember that Allah is greater than everything that will come to your mind now. If your family comes to your mind, if your business comes to your mind, if your bank account comes to your mind, if your problem comes to your mind, say Allahu Akbar from you. If you are a problem, Allah will solve you. So I don't care about anything but Allah now. Allah. Make it back. Allahu Akbar. And then try to focus. Alhamdulillah. Try to focus on whatever you are saying. Will your brain keep focusing on your prayer the whole thing until you say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah? No. Normally, no. We are human beings. But once you realize that your brain is drifting away, grab it back. And this is what? This is how, like when you are trying to lift maybe 10 pounds or 20 pounds, and you can, I can't. Let me try 10 first. Oh, I can do 10. I do 10 for a week, and then after a week, I'm able to lift 15. What happened now? The muscles are growing. So now you are trying to focus on your prayer. You are trying to focus on your prayer, and your mind, your brain is drifting away. That's no. Oh, I remember that homework. I remember that this. Oh, I have to do this. I am late in my business. I have to submit this to my boss. What? That's normal. But what is not normal is keeping going on that. Grab it back. Alhamdulillah, whatever you are saying. So try. This is kind of exercise. It might take you a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, and you will find after this all training that your focusing muscle is developing. And mashallah, if you compare it with a month ago of how much you're focusing, you will see a lot of difference. Look at Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Look at Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in a very famous incident that most of us, even if not all of us, know about it. That one of his wives was sending a gift, like food, to him, to his guests, while he is hosted in Aisha's room or house. But the food is coming from another wife. Aisha felt jealous, and she threw the plate away and broke it. What would you do, especially if you're an Arab husband, what would you do if your wife did this in front of your friends? You all know what in most situations. But Rasulullah was smiling. Let me tell you this, I'm going to be vulnerable here. I always thought when I was young, did Rasulullah try to be happy, but he is not happy from inside? This was a question of me, like when I was a young man. No, when I studied, when I learned more about the Prophet ﷺ, he was keenly, he was genuinely, he was authentically happy, he was authentically content from inside and out. So how did he have that self-command and behave in such embarrassing situation, I would say? Because he had the optimal, the ideal self-command. He had the optimal, the ideal self that he developed over years of. Do you remember that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he was about to receive Gabriel for the first time, when he was about to receive Gabriel in the cave, coming and telling him, "Iqra." This happened. What did Khadija tell us about what? There was something going on before that. حُبِّبَ إِلَيَّ الْخَلَاء. Seclusion, being by himself, spending time with a me time, was getting greater and bigger and larger with him immediately before Gabriel comes and visits him in the cave. Why? He was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he was preparing himself to receive the big mission of Islam. So you cannot receive a challenging, you cannot react positively in front or in the face of any challenging, big or small, unless you have the self-command muscle strong and work it on. Nothing comes for free. If you want the triceps, the biceps, the muscles, the guy, you have to go to the gym every day or every other day. You cannot just, if you want to win something, you have to work in it. Look at any successful person. Did they get it like from the vacuum? No. So if you want to have a mentally fit person, a khushu' person, you have to work on it. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم. Alhamdulillah wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadi alladhina istafa. So number one, to be positive, to behave positively in the face of any challenges, to work on your self-command, on your focus muscle. There are a lot of drills. If you take it from the Western point of view, the materialistic, they do it like, actually, I have found for every single strategy that I have learned in positive intelligence, I have found something that is very similar or even better in Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for example, in Surah, فَلْيَنظُرُ الْإِنسَانُ إِلَى طَعَامٍ. In positive intelligence, they ask you to work on your sight. Focus in your sight. Like when you are focusing on something, for example, looking at this mushaf over there, and look at the image. Or in any surah, look at the letters. Look at the dots. Look at the diacritic or the vowels or harakat, a, e, o, or anything. Look at it and focus on just that. Look at the word Allah. Just close your eyes and focus on that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking the Quran, فَلْيَنظُرِ الْإِنسَانُ إِلَى طَعَامٍ. What do you mean? Let everyone look, examine dissect their food. What do you mean by examine our food? Look at your food. Different colors, different tastes, different countries of origins. This comes from the east, this comes from the side, this is tall, this is sour, this is sweet, this is. فَلْيَنْظُرُ الْإِنسَانُ إِلَى طَعَامِهِ. And then where did it come from? From India. And then what happened? All this is just focusing on the food, focusing on the drink, focusing on the water, focus of the eye, focus of the ear, focus of the touches. When you make wudu, just to try to focus on the moment that you are making. If you are making wudu with the cold water, feel the cold water in your hand while you are. Don't just we are making wudu and your brain is somewhere else. How come you develop? How come you will develop your focus muscle, and a good proportion of your daytime is spent on the algorithm of Zuckerberg or Facebook or Instagram? These small shots of information that actually keeps your focus muscle tired and fatigued. Focusing is completely opposite to what Facebook and Instagram does. So number one is to work on your muscle by doing the khushu', by doing the adhkar, by doing the senses, by doing the hearing, by doing the. Number two is also positive psychology tells us that there are obstacles inside you. They call it saboteurs. Something that sabotages you from inside, from being authentic, genuine, happy you. It is not from the outside. It is not from the outside. That's why Allah subhanahu. Some people are like perfectionists, or they call it their sticklers. Rasulullah has given us the solution. يعني إن هذا الدين يسر ولن يشاد الدين أحدا إلا ولن يشاد الدين أحد إلا غلبه. This religion, this Islam is so easy, so simple, so straightforward. And no one will ever try to make it hard or difficult, except the religion will beat him up, will turn him down, will defeat him. Because Islam is straightforward and easy. And so what do we do, Rasulullah, if I find that سَدِّدُوا وَقَارِبُوا, if you can't do it all, make the best, or do work or perform as close as possible to the top level or the top bar. Rasulullah, if you remember something that you are lashing or blaming yourself about in the past, don't say, if I did this, this wouldn't have happened. Don't say that, because law opens the door of shaitan. All these are strategies. So they found 10 saboteurs or 10 obstacles coming from inside, no, not from outside. Remember, all of them are coming from inside you, and everyone can take. It's a free test online. You can search a Positive Intelligence website. It will tell you what are the 10 things or obstacles that are really sabotaging you from being the authentic, genuine, happy you. One of them is the judge. Judging who? Judging yourself. I can't do it. I will not be able to do that. I have never done this. What will people say about me if I did this? Judging. And this sabotages you from moving on. And you are kept in the moment, failing, not achieving, not happy. Judging others. Look at this man. He is tall, he is short, he is fat, he is thin, he is rich, he is poor. He is judging. Don't we all judge? Judge is in all of us, in any form, big or small, judging other people. Islam is totally against judging other people or judging the environment. Look at why you are not doing this, because you see the situation, the political situation, the financial situation, the social situation, and complaining about the situation. This is the judge, this is the top, this is the boss of all the other obstacles, saboteurs. So try to work on, know your saboteurs, know your obstacles, and work on them. The last one is increase your sage, al-hikmah. Al-hikmah. And as I said, all what I'm talking about now has been researched, it has been scientifically proven with the MRI, and for 30 or 40 years now. Increase your sage. منطقة الحكمة, the area in your brain of being calm, of being happy, of being tranquil. And this is what Rasulullah said. Do you all remember that Rasulullah went during the Sulh al-Hudaybiyah, the Hudaybiyah treaty, when he was going to open or to enter Mecca, and he wasn't allowed to, and Muslims were like had to write or to sign the peace, treaty of peace, Sulh al-Hudaybiyah. And all the terms in the Sulh, all the conditions in that treaty was not appealing to the Sahaba. Umar Khattab kicked very mad and said about, how come Rasulullah approved these conditions? And Rasulullah smiled, Inni Rasulullah. I am the Prophet of Rasul. I am the Prophet of Allah. I know what I'm doing. I know. You look at it and you see it hateful, you see it not fair, but Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with his calmness, with his content, with his self-command, knows exactly that it wasn't. And after years, it turns out to be, this is exactly what they needed to be done at that time. So what lesson do we get from this? No matter what you go through in this life, whatever challenges you are going through from your son, from your children, from your parents, from your boss, from your work, from your money, Islam teaches you to be happy. Do your best. I'm not saying do your best, but be happy from inside, because this is the best that Allah has chosen you now. If Allah didn't give you children at the beginning of your marriage, don't worry about it. Keep working on whatever science tells you, or medicine or medical advice tells you, but be content from inside. Have the self-command and trust your Lord. If you worship Him, if you believe in Him, that He is choosing the best for you. وَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ. وَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا. Maybe you hate something. You hate something. I hated to buy this car. I hated to buy this. I hated to marry this. I hated to. وَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ. أسأل الله عز وجل to open our hearts to understand and learn and carry on the message that we have learned today. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا. Oh Allah, forgive our sins. Oh Allah, forgive our sins and shortcomings, and make us among the righteous. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار. قولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم وأقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
استقيموا واستووا, straighten your lines, foot to foot, shoulder to shoulder. Pray as if this is your last prayer. Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى. ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين، اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين. فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.